Do you know what separates those who are drowning in frustration from those who effortlessly attract everything they desire? It's not luck. It's not even talent. It's a single powerful truth that everyone ignores. It's the pursuit, the chase. Here's the deal. We live in a world that makes us believe we need to chase everything. Chase success, chase wealth, chase recognition, chase happiness. But the truth is, the more you chase, the further it runs from you. Think about it. Have you ever been in a situation where the more you wanted something, the more it slipped away? A job, a relationship, a dream. The harder you chase, the more elusive it becomes. Because here's the thing, chasing isn't the answer. Attraction is. This is what the ultra-successful understand. It's not about hunting down your desires with desperation. It's about becoming the person who naturally attracts everything you want. Think about the legends. Thomas Edison, a man who didn't wait for permission, didn't look for external validation. He didn't chase after success, he created it. And while the world laughed at him, his obsession with his goal made him unstoppable. He wasn't running after success, he was mastering the art of attracting it. Henry Ford didn't wait for someone to hand him the future of transportation. No, he didn't spend years chasing after the perfect moment. He decided, this was the moment. And then, the world had no choice but to follow his lead. His focus wasn't on the competition. On the race, he focused on becoming so good at what he did that success couldn't ignore him. That's the secret. You don't chase, you attract. But how do you become someone who attracts? That's where it all starts. Mindset. Your mindset is your foundation. Everything in life builds off it. It's the lens through which you see the world, and it's the most powerful tool you have. But if you're always running after the next big thing, constantly driven by external forces, you're not in control of your life. You're in a constant state of reaction, and when you live in reaction, you lose power. So stop. Stop chasing. Start believing in yourself so strongly that the world has no choice but to follow. Because belief is the thing that turns thoughts into action. Your belief in yourself, in your abilities, in your future. That's what powers everything. Without belief, you'll run in circles, constantly seeking approval, always looking outside yourself for reassurance. But with belief, you move differently. You carry yourself with an air of certainty. Your energy is different. Your actions become a direct reflection of your belief in your potential. When Steve Jobs revolutionized the tech world, it wasn't because he was the smartest guy in the room. It was because he had an unshakable belief in his vision. People didn't see what he saw, but he knew it was coming. He didn't wait for the perfect moment. He didn't chase after the next breakthrough. He created it. But belief alone isn't enough. You need clarity. Without it, you're like a ship adrift in the vast ocean. You might be working hard, you might be chasing, but you don't have a destination in mind. Clarity is the map that guides your actions. It's the reason why successful people always seem to know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly where they're going. They don't waste energy on distractions, because they know exactly what matters. When you set clear, focused goals, you don't leave room for confusion. You don't leave room for hesitation. There's no second guessing. You know exactly where to channel your energy. And when you're clear on what you want, you don't need to chase after anything. You attract everything you need along the way. Because when you're clear about your destination, the universe aligns with you. You stop running in circles, and instead, you begin walking the path that leads directly to your goals. Your actions become more powerful, because you're moving with purpose. Take Lincoln, for example. The man didn't rise to greatness by simply reacting to circumstances. He had a clear vision of what he wanted this country to become. And while everyone else was chasing fame, fortune, or political power, Lincoln was laser, focused on something much bigger than himself. He knew where he was going, and he moved with unshakable clarity, despite all the chaos around him. It's not about waiting for the right time or hoping for a break. It's about setting a vision so clear that nothing can derail you. Once your vision is locked in, there is nothing that can stand in your way. Now, think about purpose. Purpose is the fuel that keeps you going when everyone else would quit. It's why those who are truly successful don't stop after one victory. They keep going, keep pushing forward because their purpose is bigger than any temporary setback. Their purpose is what sustains them. Without purpose, every obstacle feels insurmountable. Without purpose, you'll give up at the first sign of struggle. But with purpose, you'll stand up stronger every time you get knocked down. Ask yourself, what is my purpose? Once you know that, the pursuit of success isn't about fighting against the current. It's about flowing with it. And that's where the true power comes from. Discipline. Discipline is the art of making your actions match your intentions. It's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's about doing what you need to do even when you don't feel like it. Because success doesn't care about your feelings. It only cares about consistency. When you commit to doing the work, even when the excitement fades, you begin to build momentum. And momentum is what takes you from where you are to where you want to be. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need the best tools. You don't need to wait for the right circumstances. All you need is the discipline to take the next step, no matter how small. And that consistency, showing up day after day, is the thing that will make you unstoppable. So, if you're still chasing something, take a moment. Look inside yourself and ask, am I chasing because I'm uncertain of who I am and what I'm capable of? Or am I attracting success because I know, without a doubt, that it's my time? The truth is, success is already there for you. It's not hidden behind some door you have to force open. It's waiting for you to recognize that you deserve it, that you have everything you need, that your belief, your vision, and your discipline are the keys that unlock it. But you can't chase after it. You can't run after something that's already yours. You have to become the person who simply attracts everything you've been working toward. This is the law of money, the law of success. Chase less and get more. Let that sink in. And when you are ready, you can continue this journey. So now, you've got the belief, you've got the vision, you've got the purpose. But there's something crucial that ties it all together: action. It's where all the theory meets reality. You can dream, you can plan, but without action, all you have is just wishful thinking. Action is what transforms an idea into a reality. It's what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's the bridge between your ambitions and your achievements. Every successful person you admire took action when it wasn't convenient. When the road was unclear, when fear tried to stop them, they acted. And that's why they succeeded. Don't fall into the trap of believing that success is something that happens when the time is right, or when everything falls into place. There is no perfect time. The time is now. You have everything you need to start, right where you are. Let's take the example of Walt Disney, a man who faced failure after failure. A man who was laughed at, rejected, and told he wasn't talented enough. But the thing is, Walt Disney didn't wait for a sign. He didn't wait for the perfect moment to begin his journey. He started with what he had, a simple idea and a big dream. He took massive action. He created, he failed, he got back up, and he kept pushing forward. There were no guarantees, no promises. He wasn't waiting for the universe to hand him success. He made it happen, one step at a time. And that's how it works. That's how you start to attract success. It doesn't show up by sitting back and hoping it will fall into your lap. You've got to move toward it with purpose and power. Every action you take, no matter how small, compounds into something greater. But let's talk about the hardest part of action, the resistance. It's natural. When you step out of your comfort zone, when you go after something big, fear and doubt will show up. They always do. That voice in your head that says, what if you fail? Or what if you're not good enough? It's the voice of resistance, and it's there to hold you back. But here's the truth. That resistance is exactly where you need to be. It's a sign that you're pushing against the boundaries of your comfort zone. And that's where the magic happens. Every time you push through that resistance, you grow, you become stronger. The more you step into discomfort, the more you evolve. It's only by facing your fear, by taking action in the face of it, that you grow into the person who is capable of achieving the things you desire. This is where resilience comes in. You will face setbacks. You will face rejection. You will face moments when it feels like nothing is going your way, but resilience is the ability to keep moving forward when everything seems to be falling apart. Resilience is what allows you to learn from your mistakes and turn them into lessons. You don't quit when things get hard. You rise. You adapt, you evolve. And each time you do, you become more powerful. This is what makes you unstoppable. Think of the greatest entrepreneurs, leaders, and innovators in history. Every single one of them faced massive obstacles. But the reason they are remembered, the reason they achieved their greatness, is because they had the resilience to continue moving forward, even when it seemed like everything was working against them. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before perfecting the light bulb. But each failure didn't break him, it taught him. It was another step on the way to success. That resilience is why he's one of the greatest inventors of all time. And that's what you need too. When life knocks you down, you get back up, and you keep going. When you face setbacks, the key is to learn. Keep your mind open, because every failure carries valuable lessons. Those lessons are what shape you. They are the hidden gems that will turn you into a master of your craft. Learning never stops. If you want to rise above the ordinary, you must commit to constant learning. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is the power that propels you toward your goals. Every successful person has a habit of learning. They read, they study, they analyze, they refine. They know that in a world that's always changing, staying ahead means learning continuously, adapting, and mastering new skills. Think about it. Look at the people who are at the top of their game. What's their secret? They are always learning. They are always evolving. They never settle for the knowledge they have. They're constantly pushing themselves to become better, to do better, to create better. It's not about just gathering information. It's about taking that information and using it to fuel your success. It's about experimentation, failing, and adapting. This is how you rise. This is how you break through. And through it all, through every challenge, through every doubt, there's one key thing that will keep you grounded. One thing that will remind you why you're doing this. Gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a nice feeling to have. It's a tool. It's a mindset. When you cultivate gratitude, you start to see the value in everything. The good and the bad. You see challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and success as something to be grateful for, not just something to achieve. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you do. It keeps you grounded. It keeps you humble. And most importantly, it keeps you present. When you're grateful, you stop focusing on the race. You stop chasing. You start attracting because gratitude puts you in a state of abundance, not scarcity. It shifts your energy from a place of lack to a place of fulfillment. And when you radiate that kind of energy, success has no choice but to follow you. You see, money, success, happiness. These aren't things you chase. They're things you attract. And you attract them by becoming the best version of yourself. By cultivating a mindset of belief, clarity, purpose, action, and resilience. By committing to continuous learning, and by staying grounded in gratitude. Now is the time to stop chasing. Now is the time to start attracting. To start becoming the person who commands success, who owns their destiny, who stands unwavering in the face of adversity. Because once you do, once you step into your power, everything else will follow. The world won't just give you success. It will demand to give it to you, and you'll be ready to take it. You've already got everything you need. All you have to do is believe, act, and attract. And when you do, everything changes. Your life will never be the same again. Are you ready to stop chasing? Are you ready to start attracting? Then step into your future. It's waiting for you. It's waiting for you. But it's not going to wait forever. The clock is ticking, and the world is moving fast. Time is the one resource you cannot get back. Every second spent hesitating, second guessing, and waiting for the perfect moment is a second stolen from the life you deserve. You can't afford to waste it. This is where decisiveness comes into play. The people who succeed aren't always the smartest or the luckiest. They're the ones who make decisions quickly and move forward with confidence. They don't waste time pondering what if or maybe. They choose, they act, and they adjust as necessary. Look at someone like Henry Ford. He didn't wait for a fully fleshed out plan. He didn't wait for market conditions to be perfect. He made a decision and started. He built his empire by making fast, bold decisions. It wasn't always perfect. In fact, he failed multiple times before finding his stride. But Ford understood a simple truth. It's better to act and adjust than to wait for perfection. The longer you hesitate, the longer you wait for the right circumstances, the more opportunities slip through your fingers. The moment you decide, the moment you make that commitment, everything changes. The world begins to align with you. When you move with certainty, the universe moves with you. Opportunities open up where there once seemed to be only obstacles. People begin to recognize your energy. They start to see you as someone who is unstoppable. And before you know it, you've transformed from someone chasing success to someone who attracts it effortlessly. But let's be clear, this doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. You design your success by making the right decisions at the right time. You don't wait for the stars to align. You align yourself with the stars. You don't wait for the perfect opportunity. You create it. You take the messy, imperfect first step because you know that one step leads to another, and another, and another, until you find yourself on top. And let's be honest, sometimes those first steps will suck. They will feel uncertain. They will feel messy, even awkward. But that's the beauty of it. That's the part where you build muscle. You don't build muscle by lifting easy weights. You build it by pushing yourself, by stepping outside your comfort zone, and by choosing to keep going, even when things aren't perfect. Resilience isn't about never falling down. It's about what you do when you fall. Do you stay down, nursing your wounds, wondering if it's all worth it? Or do you get back up, look ahead, and keep moving forward, no matter what? Those who succeed don't have fewer failures than others. In fact, they often fail more because they act more. They act faster. They act with purpose. And they refuse to let failure dictate their future. Instead, they let failure teach them. Let it shape them. Let it sharpen them into someone who will not be stopped. This is how you develop mental toughness. Mental toughness is the ability to keep going when everything inside you screams to stop. It's the voice that says, you're not good enough, but you push through it anyway. It's the voice that says, this is too hard, but you press on, knowing that the harder it gets, the stronger you become. And when you develop this mental toughness, you become unshakable. Nothing can knock you down. No failure, no setback, no rejection can make you doubt your worth or your abilities. You've built an unbreakable belief in yourself, in your potential, and in your ability to navigate through any challenge. But you know what's even more important than mental toughness? It's self-belief. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. If you doubt your abilities, others will see that. If you don't back yourself, no one else will. Self-belief isn't just some motivational buzzword. It's the foundation of success. When you believe in yourself, you no longer need external validation. You no longer need approval. You no longer need to justify your worth to anyone. You know who you are. You know your value. And because of that, the world begins to see you as someone worthy of success. The moment you start believing in yourself fully, you become a magnet for opportunity. The right people, the right situations, and the right circumstances start to come into your life because your energy has changed. You're no longer chasing success. You've become the kind of person success chases. But belief in yourself is not a passive state. It's active. It's a daily commitment. Every time you face fear, doubt, or challenge, you reaffirm your belief. You act as if you are already the person you need to be. You step into the role of the person who achieves everything you desire. This is the secret to success. It's not about waiting for the perfect conditions. It's not about waiting for the stars to align. It's about deciding to take control. It's about deciding to believe in yourself, act with purpose, and attract everything you desire. And when you do that, nothing will be able to stop you. Success will no longer feel like a distant dream. It will feel inevitable, because it is. And now, as you move forward, remember, chase less, attract more. The power is in your hands. The future is in your hands. And it's waiting for you to step into it, boldly, confidently, and with unshakable belief in yourself. It's time now. Step into your greatness. You've got everything it takes. You've got the fire. You've got the vision. And now, you've got the tools. But here's the truth. The final key to unlocking your full potential lies in something that many overlook: self-discipline. Discipline is not a punishment. It is not a burden. It is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. It is the difference between a fleeting desire and a lasting transformation. If you think about the most successful individuals in history, you'll quickly realize that talent alone never made them great. What truly made them stand out was their unwavering discipline, their ability to stick with it when everyone else faltered, when the excitement wore off, and when the obstacles seemed insurmountable. Think about Kobe Bryant, the late basketball legend. He wasn't the most naturally gifted player, but he became one of the greatest because of his commitment to relentless practice. He would spend hours on the court, long after everyone else had gone home, refining his skills, building his body, and strengthening his mind. That level of discipline, that refusal to quit, made him unstoppable. So what does self-discipline mean for you? It means showing up when you don't feel like it. It means doing the work even when the results aren't immediate. It means choosing your future over your current comfort, even when that means sacrificing what's easy for what's necessary. Self-discipline is the muscle that, once developed, transforms you. It creates consistency. It allows you to do what needs to be done when it needs to be done, regardless of the distractions or temptations that may come your way. It's the difference between those who make progress and those who are stalled by their own excuses. But here's the secret. Discipline doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to do everything flawlessly. The key is persistence. It's about making a habit out of showing up, even on the days when it's the hardest. It's about pushing through resistance, time and time again, until it becomes second nature. Because once you've developed this level of discipline, nothing can shake you. You'll keep going, even when the going gets tough. And trust me, it will. It will feel tough. It will test your resolve. There will be days when you want to give up, when your mind tries to talk you out of it. But that's exactly when you must push harder. Remember, it's the discipline to keep going, even when you don't feel like it, that will separate you from the rest of the world. When others quit, you'll still be moving. When others falter, you'll be standing tall. And that's when you will experience something extraordinary: adaptability. Adaptability is the ability to adjust, to pivot when things don't go as planned, to turn obstacles into opportunities. It's the ability to look at a setback and say, this isn't the end. This is just the beginning of something even greater. Adaptability is the skill of thriving in uncertainty. It's the skill of turning failure into fuel and rejection into redirection. The world is always changing, and if you want to stay ahead, you need to be willing to evolve. Think about how the best entrepreneurs and innovators respond to change. They don't panic. They don't give up. They adapt. They figure out how to move forward, no matter what. Take Apple, for example. Steve Jobs was never afraid to make bold decisions, but he also wasn't afraid to pivot when things didn't go as planned. When the original Apple computer failed to take off, he didn't throw in the towel. Instead, he adapted. He built a company that wasn't just about making computers, but about creating a lifestyle, a movement, and in doing so, he changed the world. This ability to adapt doesn't just apply to business, it applies to every aspect of your life. When life throws you a curveball, how will you respond? Will you fold, or will you find a way to turn it into something even greater? The truth is, The best opportunities often come wrapped in the disguise of challenges. And when you can adapt, when you can evolve, you build something even more important. Resilience. Resilience is your ability to bounce back after life knocks you down. It's the ability to endure hardship without losing your belief in yourself. Life will test you, it will knock you down, it will throw curveballs. But resilience is the force that ensures you rise every single time. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it. It's not about avoiding pain, it's about using it to fuel your rise. Resilience doesn't mean you'll never face challenges, but it means you will always find a way through them. Think of J.K. Rowling. She was rejected by dozens of publishers before Harry Potter was ever published. She faced personal struggles, financial difficulty, and rejection. Yet, she didn't give up. She didn't let those failures define her. She became a beacon of resilience, someone who pushed through every obstacle to achieve greatness. Now her name is synonymous with success. Your ability to bounce back from setbacks is what will define your future. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about never letting failure stop you. And here's the beautiful thing. Resilience is built through practice. Every time you face a challenge and push through it, you build resilience. Every time you face rejection and keep moving forward, you strengthen your resilience. But resilience isn't built alone. The greatest successes in life often come when you build relationships with others. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. When you surround yourself with greatness, you begin to adopt that same greatness. You don't have to do this alone. In fact, the most successful people have surrounded themselves with mentors, with peers, with people who have already walked the path they want to walk. They've learned from the best and used those lessons to accelerate their own success. So, as you continue on this journey, remember, success isn't a solo pursuit, it's a collective one. Find those who will push you, challenge you, and help you grow. And most importantly, be that person for others. Because when you master the art of adapting to change, when you cultivate resilience, and when you surround yourself with a network of powerful people, nothing can stop you. This is your time. This is your moment, and you don't have to chase anymore. You've done the work. You've developed the belief. You've built the discipline. You've embraced the resilience. And now, you're ready to attract everything you've been working for. So, stop chasing. Start attracting. The world is waiting. It's time to take your place among the greats. Go and claim your success. You're already on the right path. You've put in the effort, and you've made the decision. Now, all that's left is to stand firm in the face of whatever life throws your way, and to embrace the final, yet most crucial concept, consistency. Consistency is the quiet force behind every extraordinary achievement. It's not about doing something extraordinary once in a while. It's about showing up every single day. It's about putting in the effort, even when no one is watching. It's about taking those small steps every day that eventually add up to something monumental. Think about it. A lot of people can get motivated for a few days, a few weeks, maybe even a few months. They can push hard for a short period, but it's the ones who stay consistent, day after day, year after year, who achieve greatness. This is what separates the average from the exceptional. It's easy to get excited about something when the idea is new and fresh. It's easy to take that first step. But when the novelty fades and the reality sets in, when the work is grueling and progress seems slow, that's when most people fall off. That's when most people quit. But you? You're not most people. You understand that success isn't about speed. It's about steady, relentless forward movement. It's about making the decision to keep going, even when the results aren't immediate. It's about knowing that the work you put in today will pay off tomorrow. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest and most successful people in the world, didn't get there by striking it lucky. He didn't make one brilliant decision and coast for the rest of his life. No. Buffett built his empire on consistency. He made small, deliberate decisions every day over the course of decades. He focused on the long term, and because of that, he now stands as a testament to the power of persistence and consistency. Consistency is also what allows you to build a life of freedom. It's the daily habits and the small actions that compound over time and give you the ultimate form of success, control. Control over your time, your actions, and your future. You don't need to rely on anyone else to give you permission. You don't need to wait for the ideal opportunity or the perfect conditions. You have everything you need to move forward, every single day, no excuses. And as you build this consistency, as you continue to show up for yourself, you will reach a level of confidence that will allow you to take even more bold action. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you create through consistent effort. Every time you show up, every time you conquer a challenge, every time you face fear and walk through it, your confidence grows. But confidence alone won't get you where you want to go. You need clarity in your mission. You need to define exactly what you want, and you need to revisit that vision every single day. The clearer your vision, the more relentless your pursuit will be. The more focused your efforts will become. Here's something that most people don't realize. Success doesn't come from random effort. It comes from strategic, focused, consistent action towards a clear goal. Without a clear goal, you're just wandering. You're taking actions without understanding why. But with clarity, every action you take is like a building block, stacking higher and higher toward the life you want. So, ask yourself, what do you truly want? What is the life you are working toward? And once you define that, everything else falls into place. The actions become clearer, the decisions become easier, and the path becomes a straight line toward your success. But while consistency and clarity are powerful, you also need to develop patience, because sometimes the results won't come overnight. Sometimes you won't see the rewards of your effort immediately. But here's the truth. All great achievements take time. Real, lasting success is built brick by brick. It's the result of time spent cultivating your vision, working towards your goals, learning from your mistakes, and pushing forward no matter what. Take Steve Jobs again. The Apple we know today didn't happen overnight. It was years of consistent effort, of facing setbacks, of adapting to failure, of learning, and most importantly, of being patient enough to let his vision grow into the empire that changed the world. And the same can be true for you. You may not see instant results, but keep going. Trust that every effort you make, no matter how small, is adding up. Success is an accumulation of the little moments when you choose to keep going, even when it feels like no one is noticing, even when the results are still on the horizon. But don't fall for the trap of expecting overnight success. Real success is earned, day by day, step by step, and with the unwavering belief that the path you're on is the right one. Now, as you move forward with clarity, consistency, and patience, remember this: you are creating a legacy. Every decision you make, every habit you build, every failure you overcome, is shaping the person you are becoming. You're not just building a future for yourself, you're laying down the foundation for future generations, for everyone who looks up to you, for everyone who will follow in your footsteps. The legacy you leave isn't defined by what you accumulate, it's defined by what you inspire in others. It's the impact you make, the lives you touch, the lessons you pass down. And that, my friend, is the ultimate form of success. Success isn't about being the richest person in the room. It's not about having the biggest house or the fastest car. It's about becoming the person who can change the lives of others. It's about living with purpose, clarity, and integrity, and being consistent enough to make it all happen. So, let's recap. You have the power to change your life right now. Stop chasing, start attracting. You have the belief, the vision, and the purpose. You have the discipline to make it happen every day. You have the resilience to bounce back when life tries to knock you down. You have the clarity to stay focused, and the consistency to build the life you deserve. And you have the patience to trust the process and see it through. You are more than enough. You are everything you need to be. Now, go out and create the success that has always been waiting for you. The world is yours. It's time to take it. Chase less, attract more, and make your mark.